All right, let's talk about a story that is just wild. We're talking about a live news broadcast, a really tragic death, and cheering. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's break down exactly what went on.
But hey, before we dive in, if you're all about getting to the bottom of crazy stories like this one, do us a favor and smash that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's next. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so this is where the whole thing explodes. It starts with this pretty shocking claim from activist Laura Loomer. She puts out there that TMZ employees were heard cheering literally 30 seconds before they announced that conservative commentator Charlie Kirk had died. The entire internet just lost its mind, and everyone was asking the same thing. What on earth just happened?
So to get to the bottom of that, we have got to unpack what is, I'm not kidding, one of the most awkward moments I have ever seen in live media. It's a lot. So picture this. You've got live TV. They're covering an incredibly serious, tragic story about a death. And then, what's that in the background? Is that laughter? Yeah, laughter and applause. The timing could not have been worse, and it was just this bizarre, jarring moment that left viewers totally speechless.
So you can probably guess what happened next, right? Total outrage. But to really understand why people were so mad, you have to look at the play-by-play. Because with this story, timing isn't just important, it is everything.
Okay, so here's the timeline. First, the terrible news breaks. Conservative commentator Charlie Kirk has been shot. TMZ, of course, goes live to cover the breaking story. Then, right as they're on air, you hear it. Laughter and applause coming from their own staff in the background. And here's the kicker. Literally seconds later, the host announces that Kirk's death is confirmed. The two things happened almost on top of each other. It's just staggering.
I mean, oops doesn't even begin to cover it, does it? The optics on this were just a complete and total disaster.
So, naturally, the internet went wild. The backlash was immediate and fierce. TMZ had to say something, they had to explain this. And their explanation? Well, it's a doozy. Let's just call it the car chase defense.
So now you've got two totally different stories. What the critics heard was pretty clear to them. TMZ staff cheering the death of someone they disagreed with politically. But what TMZ says happened, they claim their staff was in a totally separate room, not even paying attention. They were laughing at some random LA car chase where a suspect, get this, switched cars. Two completely different worlds.
Wait, a car chase? Seriously? That was their official story? That at the exact same moment this tragic news was breaking, their newsroom was entertained by a car chase? As you can imagine, a lot of people were not buying it. Yeah, that car chase excuse wasn't really cutting it, and the public pressure just kept building. So TMZ realized they had to shift gears into full-on damage control, and that meant one thing, a public apology.
So they put out this video with executive producer Charles Latibeaudiere. He basically comes out and says, "We acknowledge that it was horrible timing, and for that, we are sorry." He's admitting that, even if it wasn't about the death, the timing was just awful. So their apology tour had a few steps. First, you get the video with the big bosses, Harvey Levin and Charles Latibeaudiere. Step 2, they stick to their guns on the whole car chase story. And then, step 3, they put up a written apology on their website, finally calling the whole thing what it was, tone deaf.
But here's the thing, even with that apology, a lot of people were just done. The damage was already done. It's going to go down in history as this unbelievable gaffe. And for a lot of their critics, the explanation just didn't hold water.
And Laura Loomer, the person who first called them out, she basically summed up how all the skeptics felt. She said, they are just sorry they got caught. Oof. The feeling was that it wasn't a real apology, just a we're sorry we got exposed apology.
You know, at the end of the day, TMZ themselves use the phrase tone deaf, and if you look it up, the definition is literally a lack of perception or awareness of the feelings of others. And yeah, that kind of hits the nail on the head here, right? A total blind spot to the seriousness of what they were covering. So where do we land on this? Was it just a massive, colossal media blunder, just ridiculously bad timing? Or was the car chase story a giant cover-up for something way worse? It's a tough one, so we want to know what you think. Let us know your verdict down in the comments.
And there you have it, the story of TMZ's incredibly tone-deaf moment. Hey, if you enjoyed this explainer, go ahead and hit that like button and definitely subscribe for more deep dives into the stories you need to know about. Thanks for hanging out.